Ooh. Turn on the camera for this.
It's Triple Crown here, Friday, June 6, 2025, into Fishers, Indiana for the Midwest Monster. This is one that is always circled on my calendar, an annual fixture in my show schedule. Can't wait to get into it. There is a lot to show, so let's waste no more time.
How about the Cooper Dragon?
This one here?
Yes, sir.
What are you thinking?
Still touring the back?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Right.
Yeah.
Gosh. $45?
Yeah, I'm not going to be anywhere close.
Okay.
I had a $90 sticker on that Amari Cooper that he offered $45 on. I talked all last video about how I'm working on my pricing structure, how I'm working on my negotiating, that I really don't want to move too much off my stickers when I think they're already fair. It definitely makes it a lot easier when you're battling offers that are half off of your sticker, but yeah, a lot of this video is going to be focused on those changes that I made since the last show, and I'm really pleased with what I'm going to show you today.
Can I grab the Dynasty for 140?
I'd like to stick at 160 there.
Did you meet me at 250 for the pick?
I'm still going to stay at 160 on that one.
Cool card, just a hard one to comp out.
Be able to do 50? Appreciate you letting me take a look.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
240 total?
It'd be 260.
260 something.
Yeah. Sweet. Thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, appreciate your patience. Well, this one worked out pretty well for me. The Volpe Auto I came down $10 on. I had it at 110. I wanted to come down to 100 on it. That is kind of what I envisioned for that card. And it happened on the very first time it was taken a look at. The Cody Bellinger Dynasty was one that I was a little bit more unsure of. I put 160 on it, and that's truly what I wanted for it. It's a really cool number to 5 patch with the red, white, and blue, part of the Dodgers uniform back when he was still with the Dodgers. Really nice looking card. We were a little bit far off. Dynasty, I have a huge confidence in being able to move those. They're cards that are super sought after by all different types of people who are into baseball cards. Never really a hard time getting rid of a Dynasty card. And he agreed to my price. I ended up taking $10 off total, and I think that was a pretty fair compromise. So already right off the bat, I'm feeling great about this new strategy I've implemented.
Did you get to 525?
I could. I'm going to be firm at 575.
You'll get it.
If there was ever a place to take it, it'd be here.
Just a matter of time.
Yeah.
That seems so cheap for him.
He's a little bit down right now with the off season, but just how it is with the running backs. It's always
That's a good point.
One.
Never thought of that.
Yeah.
It's a very Saquon just pretty much takes over.
And he'll be replaced eventually too.
Yes, exactly. Could you get to 120 on that? Do you think?
I'm gonna stay at 140 on
140,
it. Yeah. Which, like you said, it does seem cheap for.
I know.
For
I think so too.
Yeah.
It's strange, and it's a cool patches too. So it's like.
Yeah. A few things to point out here. Number one, he was incredibly friendly. I really enjoyed talking with this guy. There's a lot of times where I'll have to cut out a lot of the conversation that goes into some of these deals just for the brevity of the video. Otherwise, we could all be here for 45 minutes every single time, if not more. You all know I can be pretty long-winded if I want to. Second thing is that this mindset that I've kind of adopted now has allowed me more opportunities to talk up my cards, which is something that I really haven't done previously and I should be doing. There's a dealer who is kind of local to my area that I really admire a lot of what he does. And one thing that I've always noticed is that whenever I ask him about a cool, unique piece, he's got the bio information for you. He can tell you specifics about the card, what makes it unique, what makes it a piece worth owning. And I really like that. It's something that I kind of lack sometimes. So I was able to do that with that Cody Bellinger Dynasty patch, and I think it helped lead to the sale. And I was able to do that with the Derrick Henry here. It didn't work on this one. The card does not sell at this time. It does sell later on. But that is something that I haven't done previously, and I'm glad I'm doing now. Also, hearing these offers, it gives me a better idea of if my price is right or not. So the more times I'm offered on a card, and it's close to what I want to get for it, the more confident that I become that I will get for it. So that's the first offer on the Manning and the Henry. I'm going to keep those as mental notes for later. They're definitely generous with what part of the football they give you on that one.
Yeah, definitely. That's the good thing about Absolute. Even though it's not game worn, like they still have good patches.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? That could be game worn because it's so old.
At least make it look cool if it's not.
Exactly.
That's all I'm asking.
Exactly. Did you see any comps on that Johnny Bench?
Not in a long time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you know how long ago it was?
Probably a year. So if I'm not mistaken, it's 2017 or 2018.
Holy.
Yeah, thank you. They dry up. They go into collections.
Oh yeah, that makes sense
yeah.
for sure.
That's why you won't. I mean, you'll see a lot of the newer ones because it's more freshly ripped.
Yeah.
People are trading hands with them.
Could you do 95 and 90?
I would do 90 on the bench and 100 on your tees.
So just come up. Is that me coming up 5 all around?
However you want to divide it. I'm not.
Okay,
so
wait.
95 and 90. So that'd be 185. Yeah.
So I pay
Yeah, I guess
190?
Yeah,
All right, that
190.
works. Thank you.
Yeah. And that's another deal done there. Sold my Transcendent Autos, the Johnny Bench and the David Ortiz. I'd show you pictures, but I've already deleted them off my phone, so sorry about that. Again, he was super friendly, and because of that, I was more than willing to take $10 off of each. I priced those in that way where I expected to take 10 off. That's what a lot of you had suggested in my previous video, and those were a few of the cards that I decided to do that with, and sure enough, the first time they're asked about, we get a deal done. So very pleased with the results early on here. Can you go grab it for me?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
I'm going to hate myself eventually doing this. While I was finishing that deal, a friend of mine showed me a picture of a Bryce Harper 2023 home field advantage sitting at a table nearby, asked me if I wanted it, and I said yes. It was $20. I handed him $20. I said, if you can go get it for me, that'd be great. And he does, because for better or for worse, I have decided to start collecting the home field advantages. I'm doing all of them. I'm doing the complete master set, which would include the legendary ones. They certainly have my work cut out for me, but I love these cards and I want to start owning them for myself.
$50 on Russ. It's brutal comps.
I'm going to be firm at 70.
Firm at 70.
Yeah, I'm seeing a 9 about a month ago at like 115.
Yeah, I saw the 9s. Last raw's $30 though.
Right, and then the other 9 at like 171. So I mean,
It's so weird.
it's very, very random. We'll give a quick shout out to @PTOOT. Left a comment on the last video saying that I should start showing more often what the sales are to people when they maybe grill me about it or ask about something. And that is kind of what I did with this Russell Wilson here. I looked it up again. I talked about where I was coming from with my price, which was $70 as my sticker. As you can see here, they are all over the place, ranging back to middle of last year. So I tried to split the difference in all that chaos.
What do you need on Saquon?
What's that?
What do you need on Saquon?
I'm going to want the full 130 on him.
Full 130.
Yeah.
55 on Mixon. I'll take that at 70.
I'll do them both for 130.
All right, you win.
Cool.
$70 on it.
Yeah, just because you bought the other ones.
Oh, thanks.
Now, I'm not going to start popping champagne bottles, but I did really celebrate this particular deal. I held my ground on the Russ. I took an extra $5 off on the Mixon, and we shook hands on that. When he asked to add in the DJ Moore, I had 80 on that. He offered 70, and I told him because he took those other two, that's fine. And it truly was. I didn't compromise on myself. I didn't feel like I owed him one. I was comfortable with going down to 70 on that card, so I didn't really sell out on myself there. But I was more than happy to offer that discount to him on that card because he had bought those other two. That's really what I want. I want both sides to feel like they got a fair shake on it. That's truly what I meant in my last video. And this was the perfect example of how I want these deals to look.
Are there any sales on that Allen, do you know?
I don't know if there's going to be any on that exact one.
I got
sure
you.
you can find a die cut that's
Like
similar
the
to it.
different, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it, brother.
Sure.
Did you do 70 here?
Yeah, if you want to do that, that's fine.
Yeah.
There we are. Thank you so much, guys.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's right. You gave me too much at first. I ain't get to watch the whole last video, but I do the same stuff though, man.
Yeah.
You know where you want to be at, and then somebody at $10. I love it, man.
Every single time, right?
Yeah, every single
Like
time,
clockwork.
especially when you're fair, though. Yeah.
Several people came up on Friday talking about my last Ship Shawana video, saying, "Oh, you know, I do the same thing. I will come down a little bit more. You have your stuff priced fairly, and you still come down $10, $20 more than you really wanted to." So to know that I'm not the only one going through that is, I guess, a little bit more reassuring. That like, hey, you know, I'm not the only person who feels that way at times. But it was such a blessing to have so many people leave comments on that video, and I'm talking like really well thought out comments on that video and trying to give advice and give their perspective on things. I got such a wide range of opinions, and I took a lot of time to read through those on Thursday night before this show and really think about how I was going to approach it going forward. And I have to say they helped me tremendously, and all of my friends who I talked to privately as well, they helped me so much. So again, I just wanted to leave a quick note in here saying thank you to everyone who watched that and left your thoughts. It is so greatly appreciated.
Be 35 on that.
Which one?
Otani.
I'm going to make Firm at 40 there. Yeah.
For
Firm at 40,
I'll
yeah.
take it. I'll take
All right.
I was hoping to say, sure.
I think most people are when I say we're going to make an offer.
With that cheap Acuna in there?
I'd probably want the full 10 for the Acuna, so I do 135 there.
35.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Cool.
That's fine.
Find one you like? Did you find something you like? Let's go.
I'm a the only sales I saw of it was an optic autograph 1-of-1 that sold for 56.
Yeah.
Is there any way you could get down to like 45?
I can do that.
What's the lowest you get?
I want to go for 80.
80. I'd probably pass. But
Yeah,
thank you.
no worries. Let's talk about this Christian Kirk for a little bit. This is my card here that is being inquired on, and it's kind of funny because I had this same conversation twice, once on Friday and once on Saturday with both people who were interested in the card. This is mine, the 2018 Donruss Rated Rookie Black Press Proof Die Cut. True 1-of-1 here. It's actually from his rookie here. And this was the sale that was referenced to me once on Friday and once on Saturday is for this card. And there's a reason I'm showing you the back of it. It's because I want you to pay attention to the sticker that is encapsulating the card. It is a Panini Honors sticker. And if you're not familiar with Honors, it is essentially a buyback product. Now, are there cards that they put in there that are Panini Honors branded? Yes. But the gimmick of the product is that they buy back old cards, or perhaps cards that were never used as maybe damage replacements, or they were extras that were never redeemed if they were old redemptions. It's a product that they haven't made in several years. I don't know if Panini will ever really bring it back. But that's the premise of the product. And if you'll notice on the actual seal, it says 2022, meaning this is not a rookie. Now, in the title of this listing, which, by the way, it was an auction done by someone with 9 feedback, and it looks like they have 1 negative in there, that probably scared some people away from it. It's listed as a 2018 card, but really it's not. It's a buyback. It'd be the same thing as if you had Archive Signature Series Baseball and there was a Bobby Witt Jr. 2022 Topps update in there. Is that technically a rookie auto that is signed? Well, I mean, not really, because it's a buyback card. And that's kind of the same thing with this Christian Kirk here. So these two cards to me are not one and the same. And it was funny how they were both used as kind of leverage in negotiations when really I don't think there's too many parallels other than their Donruss 1-of-1s technically.
I
think you want to take a look at it?
I'm just taking it all in.
Yeah.
A lot of cool stuff.
There.
16 is the first year of Sapphire, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you get to 250 on the Ryan?
I would do 260 on it.
260.
Yeah.
Would you do the Harper at 70?
If you took that one with it, then yes.
So 330,
Yeah.
That's cool.
370
Yeah, the
with
store,
that.
I didn't
Yeah.
expect the store to take off.
And I'm sorry, I did not mention it's going to be electronic payment. Is that okay?
Yeah, do you have Venmo?
Yeah.
That's fine.
You get the allocation.
370, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
One more deal there. 3 cards for $370 because he gave me my number on the Nolan Ryan. I gave him on the Bryce Harper, and I kind of made it conditional that, like, well, you know, if you're going to take the Nolan Ryan, then yes, I will do 70 on this Bryce Harper here. Really wanted to get my 80 for it, but given that he was buying multiple cards, then I was willing to compromise, and I was fully satisfied with making that deal at that price for those 2 cards. And I've kind of sprinkled in little clips without any commentary on them, just showing a deal going down or not going down. That's kind of just to show you the general picture that, like, yeah, this strategy didn't work perfectly. It didn't lead to a sale every single time, but there's no strategy that leads to a sale every single time. And sometimes holding firm, I was able to get that number. Sometimes holding firm, I wasn't. Sometimes I compromised a little and it worked. Sometimes I compromised a little and it didn't work. But I was happy with how it was going. All the cards I sold, I have no regrets over what I ended up getting for them. Do I want to know?
It's like 15.
Yeah, it's not bad. Do it if they can.
I don't think they do.
Oh gosh.
Grab a, what do you do? Grab a Dick's,
How much is that?
it's probably like 15.
Maybe. Let me look in there before I continue over here, because that's
This is going to be the stuff that's hard to get. I'm just letting you know.
that's fine.
More than welcome to look.
Like how hard to get are these? Very hard.
PSA 10 of that did like 2,500. That's Freddie. That's another 2016.
Let's see what else. I had a couple of friends tell me that they can't wait to see this clip because of the deal that I'm about to make, and here it is. This is someone who I have known for a very long time, and I have seen him around the show circuit since before I even started setting up. Back when I was just going as a collector to card shows, I would see him around, and I have always really admired how this guy does things. He has a phenomenal collection. Now, he does sell his cards, but he gets really nice pieces, and he has really good cards at very fair prices. It's one thing to have a showcase full of really nice cards. It's another thing to have those cards at what is considered a fair price. And fair doesn't mean 80% of the last sale. It means, you know, a fair price that is reasonable to pay for something. And he knows his stuff. I really like the quality that he has. He is the type of guy where, you know, I try to learn as much as I can. And I saw a lot of really cool cards here. I mean, really any of these cards I would love to have. But I picked out 3 that I really wanted to try to make something happen for. One of them was that Ozzie Smith Bat Barrel Auto. One of them was the Cal Ripken Jr. Superfractor. And then the other one was the Ichiro Superfractor Auto. We're going to see where it takes me. I know that these are not going to be given away, of course. But I'm going to try my best to perhaps maybe partially trade into some of them. I don't know, but I want to get at least something here.
I mean, like, I have interest in that a little bit. I just have a tough time putting that much into it. Same thing with this. I mean, there's not a ton on that either. I know you just got that, so the only one I even saw was similar is a little bit under that. I want to beat you up. I know you probably know which sale I'm talking about. They did like $18.50.
Yeah.
That's the only one I found with like similar like condition.
How much would I have to give you to get these two with the Vlad?
Ooh. Turn on the camera for this.
I'm just trying to see how like this card compares to the other variation. Because that one recently sold and it did not very well.
That one's the Mystery Redemption from Low Number.
This one?
Yeah. So it's a little bit tougher. The other one, I can't remember if it was a redemption or not. I want to say no.
I'm trying to see if there's a point where like they both sold like in a close span.
Big hits. I was like, what are you breaking 18 cards, dude?
To see how they relate since the other one just sold.
What he's looking at here is something that I've actually never considered, and this might be a way that I start looking at things in the future. There's two different Vlad red inks from 2019 Heritage. One on the left is your high number one. The one on the right is your low number one. Now, the low number one is the one that I have. It doesn't have a big 10 written on it. It just happens to be the image that I found on the internet. And mine is a PSA 9. Now, when we're comparing the two here, the difference is that the Mystery Redemption one that I have doesn't usually sell as often, which would make sense. It's a card that you actually have to redeem in order to receive. I don't know if his red inks were inserted into packs without being a redemption in high number. I just can't remember. But having to go through that extra step to get the card naturally means that there's probably less of them out there compared to the other one, even though they're numbered to the same thing. You'll also have to take in mind that Heritage low number in 2019 is really not that good of a rip. For a long time, I remember seeing retail wax of it sitting on shelves. It eventually got moved to the clearance rack because the top rookie that is named in the product is Kyle Tucker. And no disrespect to Kyle Tucker, he is a phenomenal ball player, but hobby-wise, he probably doesn't get the love that he deserves, quite frankly. And he's really the one that carries that product aside from second-year Soto, second-year Acuna stuff, maybe some third-year Judge stuff. But when you start talking about non-rookie year players as being the chases, it usually is not a great sign for that product. And because of that, people probably didn't rip a lot of 2019 Heritage low number, and that might also lead to a lot of these Vladdies still being sealed away somewhere in cases. Now, when he's comparing the two, he's trying to see what the difference is, how much of a premium is placed on this blue jersey Mystery Redemption one versus the white jersey one from high number. And that way, because the high number one sells more often, he can kind of use the trends in the market to compare the two and get a better valuation of what the low number one, if you will, sells for. I know that might be a little bit more confusing, but I really thought that was an interesting way to look at it and something that I am definitely going to use going forward.
I mean, honestly, I don't think this and this are very far apart by themselves.
I don't think so either.
So, I mean, then it just comes down almost to what you want to pay on that. In my mind, that's what I see. But I think there was one that, like, it was like, I want to say $650, $680 or something like that. The last Stadium Club Super. I can't recall exactly what it is, because I haven't looked.
This is the aforementioned Superfractor sale, and you'll notice it's almost 2 years old at this point. I'm not going to put a ton of weight into this one particular sale because, number one, there's no guarantee that I would get this amount again, right? It's two different cards. It is nice to know that one is previously sold and at least there is some frame of reference here in terms of price, but there are also a lot of differences. For example, this card that I'm showing you on screen, the 2022, that year Stadium Club, the colors just do not pop. The Superfractor pattern really blends into the card. The 2024 that I'm trying to acquire, it pops quite a bit more. The photo choice is also really key because the photo on the card I want is from when he broke Lou Gehrig's Iron Man streak. That to me holds a pretty nice premium, and that is what's really jumps out to me about that card. So I think it could be worth even more than this, but yeah, this is what we're referring to when we talk about this particular sale.
As a tier 1 knock. And the sticker auto from Fleer did $1,600. I have to imagine it's at least worth what that sticker being on card Sterling. Sterling doesn't sell the greatest, but I mean your sticker auto on card ratios almost counteract that. In my opinion. I don't know if you agree.
I agree. I think it's a better looking card too. It's a lot
some of those do
cleaner.
like the old school sets, but then I feel like the sticker auto almost makes some people not even want to go after.
Yeah.
So it goes like both ways.
Does 14 get it done with the Vlad?
You know what number I was going to say? 14.
Cool. There it is. The deal is done. The Vladdy is off the board. And now with $1,400 more, I have acquired these two cards, which I could not be more thrilled about. Two Hall of Fame shortstops, two icons in the sport. The Ozzie Smith Bat Barrel autograph out of 2023 Sterling. I mean, what can you say? It's just a beautiful card. As soon as I put this back out in the case, I must have had a dozen inquiries on Friday alone about this card and people pointing it out. It is an attention grabber for sure. The Ripken, though, I don't want to short sell that either because I think that card is awesome as well. So I couldn't be more thrilled to have acquired both of these. And this is the type of stuff that I really want to start moving into. I want more pieces like this in my case and start gravitating towards this mid to high end stuff. And that is the direction I see myself going in down the line, which it will be a transition. It'll take a while to build up to. But what else can you say about these two cards?
Put 20 here, last 19.
Yeah, 25.
Yeah, I'll pay 100%, but it's not going to pay over.
So then on the other end of the spectrum, we have this non-deal over a David Montgomery RPA. I had it at 25. He offered 20, and I wanted to stay at 25, but he said, as you can hear there, I'll pay 100%, but I won't pay over. And then just walks off without saying anything else. And he seemed kind of upset by that. So yeah, the not moving on price thing is going to lead to some of those interactions, but I didn't feel like having that card at $25 was really all that outrageous, especially considering that his only point of contention was one sale from about 4.5 months ago. I don't know. I feel like 25 is a fair price for that card. Mine had a better patch too, for what it's worth, but oh well, it is what it is. It's going to happen sometimes with this new mindset.
Would you take $550 for this Peyton Manning downtown?
Just so I can.
Awesome.
Just so they don't think that I'm making it up when I say it. And I did get $550 for it. All right, that was kind of funny the way that we ended up doing it, but I asked the buyer here in this case, who has done many deals with me before, hey, do you mind if I get this deal on camera, because I wanted to use it to make a point. But he did end up buying my Peyton Manning downtown later on in the day at $550. So I started at $575 on it. I held firm, and I was just kind of feeling things out, trying to see what the offers would be on it. And I got bombarded with 500, 500, 500, 500 over and over again. There was one time I got 525 offered. There was times I got 400 offered and 460 offered. But after all of those offers, finally got 550. I bought that card, brought it to Indianapolis, figuring that it probably would move there. I mean, the downtown at any show is usually going to be popular, but especially when you take it into its hometown, so to speak, with it being a Peyton Manning Colts downtown, I had a feeling it wouldn't last and that I could hold out for that 550, which I did end up getting. And I wanted to show it on camera just to kind of complete, my point for the day is that, holding firm on a lot of this stuff ended up working. That Derrick Henry RPA sold for my number. The Saquon Barkley Pen Pals sold for the number I wanted. And although there were some times I had to turn people down on it, it worked because I had belief in the cards. I knew that I priced them fairly, and I knew that they would move at those prices. And it took a little bit of patience. It took me, holding true to myself. But I got that number on those cards, and then the same thing on the Peyton Manning downtown. Overall, day one, pretty solid show. I didn't do as much buying as I thought I was going to do, but I moved into two really quality cards in that Ozzie Smith Bat Barrel Auto and the Cal Ripken Jr. Superfractor. I also bought some cool NT wrestling stuff that I did not get on camera that happens later on in the show, and I was figured I had enough clips for the day. I mean, you can see we're at 30 minutes here. My videos, I try not to go over 20 to 25, so there was plenty more that I could include, but for the sake of your time and mine, I think that this is a good place to call it quits for the day. So I will be back soon with day 2 of the Midwest Monster. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, stay safe, be kind.